Ulonkata bati yada tó yẹ kó máa da ifá. Inú tó yẹ kó jẹun ló fi bí pa. Ọba tálá, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun. Ìwọ ló ń bọ̀ nílé. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ jára rẹ̀.
Lafayette, peace and power, family. Welcome to another episode of the African Spiritual Experience. I am your host, Orisha Gbemi, and we are back for another Saturday Night Live, family. And we got none other than the mother, Wunam Nicky Love, in the building. And we're going to get this party started real quick, family. But before we do, let me give a quick shout out to the new channel members, the new channel subscribers, the new Patreon members. Shout out to everybody who made it to the Patreon call today. We had another dope presentation for the Patreon family. We went through that Ken number and Galactic signature a little more thoroughly and in depth. So I'll be getting the replay of that in the communities as soon as possible, family. And so with that, without further ado, once again, I give gratitude to all the new supporters, all the new subscribers, all the old ones, all the ones that have been with us from day one, all the ones that came in day 201 and 365 and March 21st, 2026. We appreciate every single one of y'all. So without further ado, Wunam, peace and blessings. What's good with you?
Peace and many blessings. Everything is good. Everything is good.
I say. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we got a lot to discuss as we always do. So before we get into it, you want to go ahead and bring us in and pay homage to the all-powerful, mighty ancestors before we get this Saturday Night Live party started?
I sure will. Peace, Sandra. All right, let's call out our ancestors. Let's ask our ancestors to rise. Ancestors rise, ancestors rise. Ancestors known and unknown. Mothers and fathers of our blood, our spirit and our destiny. We call upon you tonight. Walk with us. We speak truth. Stand with us. We reveal wisdom. Guide every word, every thought, and every breath. May the space be protected, enlightened, and empowered. May our voices carry your strength, and may the message reach those who need the most. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Ashe. Oh, and family, if you're coming in, please hit the like, share, and subscribe so we can hit this algorithm, because it's definitely a lot of things that's trying to keep these types of messages and these types of transmissions from getting out there into the stratosphere, atmosphere, ionosphere, all the spheres. So family, hit that like, subscribe, share. We appreciate y'all, so that way we can get this message out to as many people as possible, because we got a very powerful and impactful, important message tonight. So family, please hit the like, share, subscribe so we can get this thing out there in the algorithms, because clearly, as y'all can see, the algorithms and a lot of other things are trying podcast streams and live streams from getting out there to the ears that need to hear and the eyes that need to see. So family, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm ready to get this thing cracking. So aura wars, demonic energy removal. When it comes to aura wars, of course, we see the wars that's going on in the world. So how does you know, do these two kind of tie into one another, being that, you know, there's a lot of different things going on in spirit and the spiritual realms in regards to, you know, these types of so-called wars or attacks and things of that nature? Does that correlate and tie into what's going on in Iran and like the Mercury retrograde and all these different aspects of existence right now?
People being possessed?
or just like the wars, like the war spirit, like, because we see that war in Iran and all that foolishness, but then there's also a lot of wars going on, you know, just in spirit alone too, the war spirit. So
Right,
what do
the
you feel like? Is
spiritual
that
war
connected?
that we're having, right.
Yeah.
It all ties into one. Right now,
Gotcha.
this world is chaotic. It's in
Mm.
chaos. If y'all remember, that's why the monks started marching across, because they wanted to bring peace back. And
Right.
if you remember years ago, I think it was a time when there was a war that the monks actually did march for years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they came to march through because they foreseen this and what was going to happen. And this is why we have to do the event that we're getting ready to do, because it's going to hit this land eventually.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
And you know what? I'm gonna pull that up now again, because with all that foolishness that just happened, it took the video and the flyer out. So I'm gonna pull them both in real quick, and then so I'll share that one since we're talking about it. So you want to kind of go in that with the people while I bring in the video too?
Yeah. Well, we need to recognize, family. You know, everybody's all lackadaisy, sitting back, acting like nothing's going to happen. But we need to still prepare, still be on guard, still get your survival kits ready. Do not make the mistake of not doing that, because everybody's real comfortable now. You know, everybody's just going about their daily life. Nothing is like going on. They're not paying attention. Some are, some aren't. But you look at the gas prices lately. How high are the gas prices?
Yeah, crazy.
right? Gas prices are super high, and they're gonna get worse. It's gonna get higher. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch the food. The food is gonna go up too. So I think everybody needs to get prepared to put together a family plan. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
survival kit plan. A plan, make sure you get your passports too. Passports too. Another, I just told my daughters today, go get my grandbaby's passports because when it's time to skedaddle out of here, we get the hell out of here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I don't want people to panic because I'm not seeing anything like that coming real bad like that where we gotta go. But I see a few things here and there that's gonna pop up that's gonna kind of shake us a little bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we might wake up maybe Monday and say, "Oh well, they dropped a drone over there in LA or something like that." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
little stuff like that we may see is going to kind of scare the people. Okay, we're going to see something on the ocean too,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to scare some people too. Okay,
Mm.
so don't get too comfortable. Don't get comfortable and think it's a joke and it's a game because it's not.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Now that physical war is real, as y'all can see. The spiritual war is real too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Spiritual, because we getting a lot of calls and people being just disagreeable.
Yeah.
Disagreeable.
Yeah.
So that's a real war too. It's a war going
Yeah.
on there. Then you got the Christians who think it's Armageddon,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And they don't know that Armageddon is within. That means you're fighting a war within, whether you want to do good or bad, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
very, very heavy right now. And
Yeah.
I tell my people, pay attention because Armageddon is within you. So
Yeah.
that war that they're talking about, or that revelations they're talking about, is you on that good or that bad side. Which one do you choose to be on? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the spiritual war that we're experiencing right now as well.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's real. It's funny because I just said that on the presentation about energy vampires the other night about how you're always gonna have that will. You know what I mean? To choose which path you're gonna go down. You can go down the path of destruction or you can go down the path of construction. Whichever way it goes, that's your choice. But let's not get it twisted. That's gonna keep you connected to your demise or your rise, whichever way you choose. To travel down whichever road you decide to go down. So that's a real thing. And as we know now with where we are, the veil is thinner than ever, in regards to not just like seeing and experiencing things from other realms and other dimensions, but also like the karma, the aspect. Like I've seen this, and I don't know if anybody's seen it in the comments or you went on, but I saw probably about a month or two ago, it was a racist white dude was driving down the street, and I guess it was a sister on her porch, minding her business, and he just shot at a bird like "F you, nigger," da, da, da. And then
Really?
boom, smashed it.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. You did tell me. See? Yep. Yep.
He smashed into a car head on. Boom. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, boy, that karma ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it happened expeditiously. So it's like, it's a real thing, man. Like the ancestors ain't playing. So, the people out there with the fuckery, be real careful, man, because you have no idea how fast that boomerang might come swinging right back.
That's right. Right. And let me tell y'all something. It's as quick as you could blink your eye.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all been watching Afro Man and his court case stuff that was
Yeah.
going on with him, right?
Yep. Yep.
You see how they
Yep.
getting exposed? Well, they
Yeah.
ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
He exposed the police. They try to sue him, but they ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is very important that we pay attention to the spiritual warfare because if you're not doing what's righteous and you're doing unrighteousness, it's going to come back to you like this.
Yeah. 7
That
times
means
fold.
lying. That means, and I talked to, and then I did a show about this last week on my with my student, not a show, a class on this about the importance of spiritual character.
Mm.
Spiritual character, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you got to make sure that you understand that right now, this is not the time to be doing nothing you ain't got no goddamn business doing.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
lying, not playing games, not playing with people's emotions or feelings. Do not do nothing, none of that.
On him. They said he was
Yeah.
trafficking and human trafficking.
Well, the police lied on the brother Afro. He was saying the police lied on the brother Afro man, said he was trafficking, human trafficking. But the point is, but they haven't seen nothing yet. But see, all of this is being exposed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling y'all ain't seen nothing yet. As I always say, their doing will be their very own undoing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're bringing it
Watch.
to themselves. They're bringing it
Everything
to
that
themselves.
America's going through right now, that's their karma.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
and we gotta suffer because of it.
Hopefully
So
they
they
get
said,
to the right people, the right, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, if you coming to get him, get him. Don't throw them bombs and nukes towards the rest of them. Look, y'all got enough technology. Y'all know where that motherfucker at. Go get him and you know what I'm saying? Whoever was attached to it, and leave us alone. Look, the good
right.
thing about it is we know that they have a good resume of, you know, having love and support and respect for, you know, people of melanated descent, which we know that they've done several times over by supporting, you know, the honorable ancestor El Haj Malik El Shabazz. They were one of the first nations, if not the first nation, to have a stamp, you know, in honor of Malcolm X. They've also, you know, I don't know if y'all heard about the hostage situation. I think it happened like the 80s, early to mid 80s, if I'm not mistaken, where they had a bunch of American hostages, and they ended up letting all the black people go. They let the women and the children and the, you know, the melanated people go. So it's like they know what it
That
is.
recently, they let all the black people go in Iran. You seen that?
Nah, I didn't. It happened again
Oh yeah,
recently.
they just let a whole bunch of black people go. It was a couple of weeks ago. They
There
showed
you
them
go.
letting them go.
Yeah, that's facts. So that right there shows that, you know, everybody's not gonna let everything slide. I say that all the time. That's one of my favorite quotes. Everybody ain't letting everything slide, and Iran ain't letting that bullshit slide. And it's like they sliding on them now. So it's like, hey, you know, it is what it is. But
Well,
you asked
the,
for it. You gotta be
the
careful
problem
trying to
is
swing at people first, because you might swing first, but you don't know how many times they're gonna bust your
they
ass
swing
back.
back, right? But the problem is we right here in America, so we got to get out of here. Then we better go somewhere. We better run
Well,
back to Africa because at the end of the
listen,
day, they if they do want to pay them back, there's too many of us here. They
right?
try to say we're the minority, but we're not. We're the
No,
majority. So there's too many black.
yeah,
If anything, what Spirit showed me is that we will experience some things, okay?
yeah, them
But if
sleeper
anything
cells.
does go down, Spirit did tell me that um we need to make sure we just prepare. You know what I mean? And we need to make sure that you learn how to maybe dig a hole in the ground and make a little bunker or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah,
the most part, I don't see it getting that bad yet. Let me just tell you, I don't see it getting that bad, but I do see some scares that's going to take place. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
But I do see this is going to be an ongoing war. I don't see that
Mm.
it's going to end right away.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, it don't look like it, because you know he trying to throw his you know, the towel in now, but it's like they're like, nah, man, we want this. Like, you came over here and brought this foolishness to us, so we want this. So let's get it. We don't want to quit. We don't want to let you throw in the towel. We're gonna keep
Right.
pounding. That's what we're gonna do. And he ain't got no help, because he done pretty much shitted on all the allies and all the people who, you know what I mean, was supposed to be an ally and a
Mhm.
resource. He done burnt every bridge possible. And it was funny. We were just talking about burning bridges before we came on. Like, you gotta be careful which bridges you burn, because some of them can't be reconstructed. And like, they done burnt
That's
some that
right.
they ain't gonna be able to reconstruct. So you gotta be careful with that. But
Well,
yeah,
you
it's a
see,
real thing.
what gets me angry is this is why we have to do the event next Saturday because we also need a lot of the women in the divine feminine energy to rise because at the end of the day, it's going to take to bring the balance back to this planet. It's going to take the women to rise. We have to
I
bring it
sure.
back because remember, all of this is all patriarch. This is all men.
Yeah,
All selfish, greedy ass men that want
yeah,
money, right?
yeah.
And thinking
Mm-hmm.
about oil and all they can get instead of thinking about the people of each of their lands. Okay.
Facts. Yeah,
So at the end of the day, it's going to take the woman that's going to have to rise up and say, hey, hold on, wait a minute. We're
yeah.
not doing this, y'all. We got kids, we got, you know what I mean? We're not doing
Facts.
this. So
Yeah,
that's why we have to go out and feed this earth because we don't want them to destroy the earth because they're being so goddamn greedy.
yeah,
You
yeah. That's
understand?
facts.
With their greed. And then you're talking about the oil. And a lot of this is over oil, right?
Yeah,
Really? You don't even
yeah,
own shit. Excuse my language, but y'all don't own shit down here. What do you
yeah.
own on this earth that you call? That's not yours. So you're
None of them.
making a mistake of thinking that you own something and you're causing a war or having war for something you really don't goddamn own. Because at any given minute, mother could whip. Look here. I'm going to call it. She can let out her pee, which is her water. She could destroy this whole earth because she's 75% water. Y'all don't
Facts.
own a goddamn thing. So they're fighting over something they don't really goddamn own.
Yeah,
How you
yeah,
charging $2 million for this? You don't even really own it. You're
yeah,
digging in mother's womb in her veins, okay, to take that oil. So who are
yeah.
you?
Facts.
So I'm gonna tell you this: what Spirit is saying to me is that we have to understand that it's going to be the women, and of course the men who want to contribute, but the women that's going to stop that energy. It's going to be us raising our voices. It's going to be us walking that dirt. It's going to be us digging that earth, calling on the earth gods. And we have to call on the earth gods because they're the ones who have the power to shut all that down if they really want to. You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting a goddamn piece of oil out of nothing. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? How about if the earth gods close up on your asses, right? What you gonna get then?
Yep.
So they have to understand they're causing a physical war. Of course, we already have the physical war. The spiritual war within itself is against nature and man. So there's a war between nature and man right now as well. But I promise you all, man is going to lose the battle because nature is about to whoop his ass.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, we're saying that. Look at the weather. Look at the weather. 80 degrees today. Last week, 30 degrees, 20 degrees.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So nature's saying, hey, you know what? I got something for y'all. Y'all want to play? Y'all think y'all bad, digging in my womb, taking my oil, fighting and causing people to get scared and messing with my human beings? I'm going to confuse you. I'm going to confuse the plants. Right? Nature might even say, you know what? I might close up on this end over here so you can't get no oil. How about that?
Yeah.
See, they're making it worse for us. And it's like, don't be afraid of the physical war. Be afraid of that spiritual war.
Yes, sir. That's facts. Yeah, because the
Right?
physical, this is temporary here in the physical, but in that spirit realm, man, that's infinite. Ain't no temporary to that. That's infinite. There's no ending to it. So it's like this is the child's play. Like this is the preschool. Like we got to do right here while we're in school, because once we go back to spirit, that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, when mother decides that she's going to unleash her beast, I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. And that's why it's important to make sure you hug that tree, you walk on that land, you talk to your earth god, you talk to your fire god, you talk to your wind god. You want to be protected by the elements. And that's what we have to understand. See, again, everybody's all la la la, not happening, not paying attention to what's going on to the war. You better pay attention to the spirits and the gods of the earth that you can call on that's going to protect you.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. And you know what? I think hopefully if time permits, maybe I'll try to get with you. I'm gonna see if I could possibly put on like a little presentation in the private community, or maybe even on the channel, like to share with people all the different types of guys, because you have several that I've learned from you. I know Zapata. This is what this is.
Zapata is one of the earth gods,
You
yes.
mind sharing a few of them with the tribe, and
Yeah,
then
we
I'll
got
see if I can.
Zapata, we got Kakaguwe. Those two right there, those are two powerful ones.
Okay.
Okay, that you want to call
How you
upon.
spell them? Z-A.
Zakpakta is Zakpata.
Z-A-K.
Zakpata, Pata.
Okay. And then what was
That's
the
one.
second one?
The second one is Kakaguwe.
How you spell that one?
Kaka Kaka Gua.
G-U-A. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Kakagoi. Okay, gotcha. That's what's up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna look in
Zapata
this
is
thing.
one of the ones that you're gonna call on when we're feeding the earth. Okay, so when you get ready to feed that earth, the ass that is protected from any war, any destruction, you want to feed Zapata.
I sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember we did that a while back. Matter of fact, when I first started coming to some of the classes, I remember you taught us the ritual. And when we feed like Zapata, for example, we feed him, or we feed that deity with like fruits and
Fruits,
what all
right?
do we do?
These fruits, any kind of fruits,
Got you.
any kind of fruit.
Okay.
You want to dig. You want to dig in the ground, and you want to put the fruits in the ground. Okay. And then, of course, you can pray. Zakpakta, protect the earth from destruction, protect the earth from, war, from nuclear weapons, protect the earth, protect the earth. So you're going to call on Zakpakta to protect the earth so that way we're not dealing with any kind of destruction on this planet, especially America. Because right
Right.
now we're in America, so we got to protect America.
I sure. That's
Hmm.
what's up. All right. So now that we've gotten the preliminaries and the appetizers out of the way, we can go ahead and start get into the full course meal. So when it comes to our energy and our spirit, and especially when we talk about a topic like aura wars, what
Mhm.
are some of the things that are happening right now in regards to, like you said, this is a spiritual war, but it's taking place all throughout the physical realm, whether we're talking about the countries and Iran,
Mhm.
US, and all those other ones. But when it comes to just everyday life and moving, in accord in our everyday life, going to work, doing whatever it is we do, how does this the spiritual war and the war of the auras affect us as far as like people that have that kind of, whether it's a demon, whether it's just a hateful spirit, a negative spirit, a hating spirit, a jealous spirit, an envious spirit, whatever the case may be. How does that affect us in everyday life? And then what are some of the things we can do to combat, those types of aura war attacks?
Well, shoot, you dealing with a lot of people right now that got all kind of demons running through them, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And you got many different type of demons, okay? And in Africa we don't call it possession, we call it um spirit attachment, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we are actually dealing with many people who are getting a lot of walkthroughs, okay?
Mm,
Some
yeah.
and some people that are weaker than others,
Yeah.
right?
I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but can you explain what a walkthrough is? Because some people might not know. Although I know what it is, but I'm sure there might be a lot of people who might not know what a walkthrough is.
Okay. All right. So let me give you an example. This we had a young couple that came to us last week from Athens, Georgia. And very nice young couple, early late 20s, 29, 30, I think 29. And both of them drink. So they drove up Hennessy. So I'm talking to both of them. And Spirit kept showing me y'all fight and hit each other because when y'all drink, these demons are walking through your bodies. So you got a demon that's angry, that don't know how to shut his mouth, and you got one that just likes to hit, right? I'm giving you examples, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Hit her.
the problem is these demons feed off of alcohol, or these spirits, or these energies, okay? Feed off of alcohol. And there's many types. The legion ones come in different forms. Lust, jealousy, anger. So you got the
Mm-hmm.
legion ones like that. But
Mm-hmm.
while they're drinking, these spirits take advantage of their souls being weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they speak in their ear. And sometimes I call them the pack attack. There's three behind you, and one of them are listening. Oh yeah, she getting mad. Well, go ahead, hit him. Talking in your ear.
Yeah.
Hit him with that bottle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then she get madder. The other one, you want to hit him with that goddamn bottle. Pick up the bottle and knock the shit out of him.
Yeah.
These are three,
Yeah.
three that walk through their body. So when I say walk through, sometimes people get several demons that walk through their body, energies, spirits.
Yep.
And there's different ones. With them, they had two angry demons.
Mm.
Just
Mm.
nasty. So if y'all know, and a lot of us might have a drunk uncle or mom, but maybe a drunk aunt, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them would be funny as hell. Some of them
Yeah.
would be nasty as hell. Some of
Yeah.
them would be perverts, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when y'all see people like that, these are demons that's controlling their body, that take hold of their body.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
And people
Mm-hmm.
just think, oh, he's just drunk. He ain't, nah,
Mm.
nah. That demon's
Mm.
take a hold of his body,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling y'all, there's some crazy ones out there. When
Yeah.
they take hold of your body, there's several things that they do. I got a funny story, y'all. It might be funny to y'all, might not. But years and years ago, I had to be in the 80s, and my daughter was born in 89.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, my stepfather, he was a Vietnam vet. He had a lot of PSTD. But what was crazy, he was smoking crack. And the demon, there was a lust demon that would feed off of his body. So every time he would smoke crack, he would want to have sex or get horny. So what he would do, one time I caught him in the room, he put a hole in the wall and was having sex with the hole in the I'm sorry, y'all, but I swear I caught him in the room and he's having sex with the hole in the wall, right? So I was like, I said, Pop, Papa, what you doing? Right? I'm yelling, get your ass out there. I said, get out of that goddamn hole in the wall. What are you doing? But I knew that it was the demon that was making him do that. And
Yeah.
I looked and there was a hole in the wall. I was like, what the hell is he? And because I was spiritual, I knew. So I had to kind of smoke out his room and give him a spiritual bath and give him some medicines to take, because he really was having sex with the goddamn wall. And
Wow.
I just thought it was the funniest thing, y'all. But I'm saying that because there's many type of different spirits, and
Right.
they'll walk through your body, and people have them all the time. I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I'll be out in the street, I'll go to the grocery store, and I'll go and I'll see people, and they'll know, like the demons can recognize me, I can recognize them. They'll look at me, and then they'll walk the other way. I say, yeah, you got a goddamn demon on you. Get your ass over there. Go over there. Stay away from me. Right? So that's what I mean. So sometimes you got people got like several walkthroughs, like 7 to 8 demons that walk through their body.
Yeah.
They might turn this way one day. You look this way. Then
Yeah.
this one that act like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real
So
thing.
yeah.
It's funny that you say that because that's why I was laughing, because I could see him in a lot of people, just like you said. I could see him in a lot of people too. I could see him, I could feel him, I could sense him. And it's funny because a lot of times I don't know that the people who are possessed or the people who these demons are in or on know that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know that they know. That's something that, I think you probably could bring more clarity for us on that. But I know one thing. Probably maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I was working at one of my other business ventures or what have you. I was working in a facility, for people, elderly, mostly elderly people. And I remember it was a lady sitting in a chair, and it's funny because it was exactly like what you just said. She actually spoke on it. Like, I could tell she had some real demons, because she was singing a song that sounds like it would be like in the beginning of the movie Exorcist or something, like one of them songs like in a Vatican church or something like that. But it's a
Uh-huh.
dark, you know what I'm saying, not orchestra, but just like a dark,
Yeah, yeah.
vibe to the song, energy or whatever. So anywho, she was sitting down in a chair. And so it's funny because I was training somebody that day too, man. And so when we walked by, I could hear her voice, and she looked at me and she was like, "Which one are you?" And she looked. But check this out. This is how it gets deep, though. I didn't say nothing out loud audibly, because I know when you're dealing with demons, they in different realms and dimensions, right? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm whichever one you want me to be, motherfucker, and I'm here to give you whatever the fuck you want. I promise you. But it was like that's what I said in my mind telepathically, because I know if it really is a demon, I feel like you're gonna hear whatever, you know what I'm saying, because you clearly picked up on something within me that you didn't like, because you felt like that's disagreeable for, the energy and the force that you
Right.
represent. So therefore, that's
Right.
why it made her speak out. Which one are you? so I gave my little telepathic response. But that's a real thing, man. Like, for real, for real. That is
Well,
a real thing.
there's now there's different type of possessions. I've done 6, 7 exorcisms,
Mm.
and there's different ones. Black people do not get possessed like white people.
Yeah, this was one of them, the one that I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, they don't get possessed the same way. You
Mm.
understand? Now, I've come across. I had one years ago, and he would come and tell me. He would say, "Well, I had a date with the devil last night. He had a purple
Mm.
suit on, and he had sex with me. He rose the bed off the floor, right?" And what I would do to him, I would go to his face. I said, "Really?" I said, the ancestors don't like that, right?" I would go straight to
Mm.
his face because I knew
Mm.
he had a big demon in him, and it
Mm.
was in the family. They have a form. They had a form of schizophrenia. They said
Mm.
that was old from 1932, but they
Wow.
were very, very powerful. Now this is from my African side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And he would never look at me because he knew I wasn't scared. I was never scared. I
Right.
was like 16 to 17. I wasn't scared.
Wow.
I would go in his face and say, he don't like that, right? So
Right.
we're saying that he was possessed, but he wasn't possessed like the exorcist possessed. He was
Mm.
one like in Africa, when we have we would do sessions, or we would have, ceremonies, and you would use somebody as a conduit for the spirits to come through to
Like
speak
a
through.
Misa, right? Like a Misa?
Yeah, sort of like a Misa, yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Got you.
So
Mm-hmm.
you don't that's a different type of possession because you're calling the spirits down. Like, I know how to get the spirits to mount me to speak through me, right? So
Right.
those are different type of possessions. We're talking about the possessions right now that a lot of people are dealing with in this day and time. Black people get it a little different. White people a little different. Black people, they can get possessed too, but not like that, like the exorcist. However,
Right.
let's talk about one topic that people don't understand that is really possession, molestation, or rape
Mm,
spirits. There's a spirit called the Osmodeus spirit, and that
mm,
spirit is a lust spirit. It's an
mm,
obsession. It's a destructive spirit. So that spirit is the one that is the cause of molestation and rape.
mm,
That's a demon. That's a kind of demon.
mm,
Okay. Then you got your legion demons. If y'all look up the legion demons, they talk about that in their Bible.
mm,
Those are the ones who look like the gargoyles that be on the
mhm,
buildings. You know what I mean? Those are
mhm,
the legion
mhm.
demons. And I read a couple quotes of those. My brother's baby mama, she had
Mm.
3 legion demons in her ass. And I'm gonna tell
Wow.
y'all like this: I was doing the exorcism on her ass. She was on the floor. She doing her tongue like this, right?
Mm,
Now
mhm,
this chick, she drank alcohol. She drank bleach. She cut her arm, right?
mm,
She didn't feel one bit of pain. She was possessed with one of the legion demons.
mm.
Now she was Hispanic, Guatemalan, and Puerto Rican. And what you laughing at? I remember I'm sitting up there and I'm slapping her. Get out of here! I'm slapping her there. I'm slapping her. But no, get, and I'm telling the demon get out of her body. So I went and got frankincense and myrrh. Now years ago, frankincense and myrrh would do the job.
Mhm,
So I'm smoking it up her nose. That demon said, "Ooh, I love the demon. I love the frankincense and myrrh. It smells good." I said, "Oh, really?" The demon was
wow.
like, "It smells good." That demon was like, "Hell with you and your frankincense and myrrh."
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
sound like
now
they
I
done
had to go get
mutated out
something
here.
more powerful. I said,
Right.
"Are you a mother little motherfucker?" I said, "You gonna get out of her goddamn body, right?" So her now I'm gonna tell y'all this. The problem with her, and y'all have to realize that when you do exorcisms, is sometimes people are born with these demons or these attachments to them. And sometimes it is not for you to get rid of them. And
Mm,
sometimes people don't know that. Sometimes you can do all the shit you want to do, right?
right.
And any elder in Africa tell you, any healer will tell you, if these are attached to them, there's some you just can't go. They born with them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
mhm.
oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, so we gotta understand some are not just meant to do. You're not supposed to do them. You gotta leave it alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's amazing that you say that because I was just talking about that on the call the other day too, the Energy Vampires call. I was talking about that. Sometimes we come into the world with these, demons or these attachments to us. That's something that can be transferred, through our lineage, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, what I'm saying? Like it can come with us, in and out of world. So when it comes to those types, because I know of that as well, with my studies and just from experience with some of the things I've dealt with as a diviner. How does it how does that work? Because I've never heard of that before, where sometimes you're not supposed to, or you can't get rid of them because they came with the person. How does that work in regards to, like, is that something that's passed down genetically, through the bloodline, or is it passed down spiritually through, the spiritual lineage, or how does that part take place?
Sometimes it could be passed down through the bloodline. When you do the divination, the divination will let you know. Whatever
Got
divination
you.
you do, sometimes it's
Hmm.
passed to the bloodline. Sometimes it can come from people. Like we had one client. As a matter of fact, you know the client. He was cursed from the womb. So
Mm,
before he was even born, they put them. They sent them spirits to be attached to him in his mother's womb.
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. 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 Now that you
Right.
say that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like with him, he was that was attached to him. It wasn't
Yeah.
taken care of while he was in the mother's womb.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes that can happen. People can, do it from a lineage down. There's somebody might have cursed your family 5 generations down.
Mm,
Let them
yeah.
have demons and nothing but demons in their family. Let this child be born with, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that can happen. Yeah, it could be attached in your lineage.
They curse
Yeah.
off of you.
Yeah, that's a real thing. And like I said, I've seen it. I've seen
Hmm.
it myself with clients, and with different type of work that I've done, where people have gotten it, passed down, and it's nuts because I feel like just as the bad can be passed down, with it's just like the good can be passed down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for you, for example, you being a seer and being a child of the mothers and all that was passed down. That was
Right.
inherited genetically from, was it your grandmother, or was it your grandmother, right?
My mother, yeah, my mother's
Your
side,
mother and
y'all
your
are
grandmother,
maternal. Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But
So it can go both ways.
well, my father's side too. My father's mother was okay. He was African in America, but she was a very powerful priest. She had her own church, and she went to church. She had her own church, everything. She used to do exorcism too. And it's
Mm,
crazy. I didn't find out till later. My father told me. So that was from my father's side. So we have it on both sides.
mm. That's what's
Yeah,
up. That's
yeah.
powerful. Shout out to Supo Flubert 2913, man, showing love from South Africa at 4:53 a.m. That's what I'm talking about, man. My man
Peace
said
and
I'm finna get
blessings
up.
from South Africa.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, family. Boys, I'm getting up bright and early to check out this Ashe stream. I know that's right. That's what's up,
That's
family.
a
Appreciate
blessing.
you. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's challenging. So where does it because I know sometimes children can get possessed and deal with demons and all that, but what are the it sounds like to me the odds of it and the frequency of it definitely it stems from like drug or alcohol or any type of substance abuse. Is there a correlation to the frequency in which people get it
Well,
and deal with it to substances, or is it both
no,
where they're born with it?
it's just not substance. You got to remember. Okay, so in Africa, children and babies, children, and ancestors are the closest to the spiritual realm.
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's why you see a lot of older people getting possessed. That's why
Mm.
you see children getting possessed,
Mm.
because a lot of times these spirits know who has power, who's weak. Children are weaker souls.
Right.
Elders are weaker souls, right?
Right.
They can't fend for themselves, so they're perfect targets.
Right.
And you mentioned the nursing home. A lot of times you walk in a nursing home, you'll see these
Yeah.
old people be possessed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, babies too. That's why, okay, in my country of Cabo Verde, we put on the baby when they're born. We call it a contacadorge, and
Mm.
it's to protect the baby from bad, evil spirits, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you always should protect the children and the babies now, who are at most vulnerable, even more than just the regular children, are the autistic children. I've
Mm.
had about 7 autistic children I had to protect because they're highly spiritual. They vibrate on a frequency so high, it's not ridiculous. So they're
Wow.
open vessels for the demons to get them. So you
Wow.
must protect. If you have any autistic children in your family, make sure you protect them. Children
Wow.
should be protected, period.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is, I'll give you all an example. When I was a young girl, my aunt, she came home and she gave me a Ouija board. I
Mm.
might have been about 8 or 9. And I knew at that time about evil because I took the board and I kicked it all the way down the stairs.
Wow.
My mother said, "Why you do that?" I said, "I don't like it."
I
I
know
said, "I
that's
don't
right.
like it, Ma." Right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Why?" I said, "It's bad." And I knew then that it was bad.
Yeah.
But another incident, now I'm saying this because children that have spiritual callings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or children that have a spiritual journey on this planet, they will come after them too because they know their power,
Right. Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, my brother, she thought it was funny. He remember when the Exorcist came out?
Yeah.
When
Yep.
I was little, they knew I was scared of that shit, right? Right when you
Mm-hmm.
was little, everybody was scared of it. So he
Mm-hmm.
recorded the Exorcist, and he thought he was going to scare me one night, right? So I came into the room. He said when he played the tape, he said, "I don't know what you have in you." He said, "But it stopped playing backwards."
Mm. Wow.
I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's what you get for trying to scare me." I said,
Yeah.
"Because then my mother knew that I was a special child, right? I'm talking shit, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "She knew I was a special child." I said, "Because I wasn't scared of them." I said,
Yeah.
"I was little physically, but I wasn't scared."
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because we must protect our children too, because some of our children have a lot of power. And these
Yeah.
demons feed off of they're being young
Yep.
and they're being fearful. And
Yeah.
they know that they're powerful, so they'll try to take their power before
Yep.
they even get older. You got to protect
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That's real.
Right. Right. And,
Wow.
and, and I had a young little boy, 9 years old. Now, it was crazy because he was a young black boy. And the school called, and his grandmother called me. The little boy was contorting in the classroom.
Mm.
He was possessed. And he was possessed so bad. Because, like I said, you usually don't see black people getting possessed like that, right?
Right.
He was possessed so bad. When she brought him to the car outside, his eyes were black.
Mm.
That's why you
Mm.
got to protect the children.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but we're saying that it's not just people that drink and they feed off of all other type of energy. If you're depressed,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
angry, they're gonna feed off of that. Them angry demons creep in. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you angry? All right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make you more angry now. Make you
Yeah.
do shit. That's why you got
Yeah.
schizophrenics that want to kill or harm somebody.
You know, like not what you saying that's powerful, and it just it takes me down a journey of reflection because it reminds me of myself. You know, growing up, like I just recall and remember all the rage, like when I would get mad. You know, like literally, it would be it's a totally different entity, and I didn't look
Yeah.
at it like it was a demon because I didn't know, but I do know it's a totally different entity. I'm talking about totally different because once that line gets crossed. It reminds me of the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. It just goes into it goes from one like being normal like how we are now to a whole nother. I'm talking about literally a whole nother energy or
Right.
entity. And it's
Right.
like I don't even there's times when I blacked out because I don't even remember like the rage and destruction, you know what I'm saying? Like the chaos
Right.
that came about after doing it. And it's real, like because the power that a person can possess whenever they have or they experience that kind of fury or rage, I know for a fact I've dealt with it firsthand on two occasions where one picking a grown ass man up with one arm and one hand by his neck, like with feet dangling. Like I've never seen the look of fear of death from a person like that look that I saw in that man's face that day when that happened because the rage that I went into based upon what caused me, you know, to get that mad. And so it's a real thing. And I know that for a fact because I've seen and experienced it multiple times, not knowing that it could be a negative or dark force that was in control, you know, during those times. So it's definitely something that I think, you know, the creator for working for, you know, working with me on that type of, you know what I'm saying, behavior and working on the discipline to keep that type of energy contained because if that type of energy gets loose, it could be very destructive. Hell, and like you
Yeah.
said, it could cause people to kill people. And that's something that, you know, you gotta be in a state of mind to be able to kind of reel that energy or keep that kind of energy contained because it's definitely not something that's constructive to say the least.
Well, and those are different type of energies. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah,
the Asmodeus. You got the they call
I
it the
do agree on that.
B. They call it the B is Bub. The B is Bub. Those are
Yes.
corruption spirits, right? Then they
Yep.
got the Ajogun spirits,
Yep.
right? The
Hmm.
spirits. Then you got the Abiku. Then you got the Tokoloshi spirits, right? So these are different type of energies and spirits that can take hold of your body. And
Yeah.
right now, they are feeding off of the energy that is going on right now with war.
Yes.
We're feeding off the
Absolutely.
energy too.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how they feed. And you know, and it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but I was talking to had a ceremony not too long ago with a young brother getting his elecades, and it's like you know I was sharing with him like to not to go outside, you know, after dark. Try to stay inside after dark. Make sure to keep white on. Make sure to keep your ori, you know, covered because when you go through ceremonies like that, you are now reborn in a new light and a new life. And it's like you cut away a lot of cords and a lot of ties and a lot of negativity that was on you or attached to you prior to you having that ceremony. So once you go through that, I know like the way it was in the house that I'm from, when the new priests or EIOs get initiated, you're not supposed to go outside by yourself at night, period. And if you do have to be outside, you might want to be outside with at least one or two other priests with you to make sure that you're protected. Because like you were saying earlier, those dark forces can see that light. They can see it, they can sense it. It's like moths to a light, you know what I'm saying? And then they're
Yeah,
attracted
right.
to it. So they can then attach themselves to you and feed off of you because they know that you're just like a newborn baby. You have all this energy and all this pure, you know, ashe, and they want to feed off of it and extract that from you so they can
Right.
do just like these devils do with extracting the melanin and the adrenochrome, you know, from the children and the melanated people in order for them to feed their demon, you know, inside these vampire demonic forces that, you know, we're
Yeah.
seeing in these files coming out to the
That's
public.
why they getting their asses whooped too. It's funny because soon as, let me tell you, I just got a text. One of my students, her son is 4 years old. His name is Angel. She just texted me and said she was putting him to sleep, and he told her, "Mommy, I need a necklace from Nikki." 4 years
Wow.
old. I need a neck. You see, and we just talked about the demons with the babies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She just texted. It just came across my
Wow.
screen.
Hey,
Wow.
can't make this up. That's real.
So
It's
if y'all
definitely real.
have grandchildren, if y'all have children, You understand? Elders, make sure you put protection on your elders because these demons be running after their soul.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's real, man. It is real. And so speaking of this, because I shared with the tribe on the other day with the Energy Vampire call that there's going to be like a part 2 to it, and I was like, I want them to hear from you because being somebody who has the experience that you've had in regards to performing actual exorcisms, do you mind if I go ahead and share the video from the video that you sent me? That's pretty much with you in the process of an actual exorcism.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead
Sure,
and
you
share it
can
now?
share it. Yeah, you
Okay.
can share it now.
All right, tribe.
Everybody,
So
let me just let them know this man that you're gonna see, he actually had a serpent demon in him, a serpent spirit in his body.
Mm,
Okay.
mm, mm,
You
mm,
said
mm.
sure, go ahead, share it.
Okay. So, all right, try it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull me and Wunam off briefly. I think this video is about 7 minutes long, but like I was saying to y'all the other day, I work with people and we got real receipts. And so I was sharing with y'all, we talked about the energy vampires and the exorcisms and exorcists and all that good stuff. I want to share a real life person who does exorcism work. So here we go with Wunam with a real life case study from a client where she had to do the exorcism work.
Family, I am Wunam, your African indigenous traditional healer, also aka Nicky Love. Ready to experience a situation with a young man who has been deemed schizophrenic. Now, as I told you all before, many of you all who watch my, listen to our Facebook lives or heard me, do my predictions, I told you I was going to get worse. We're going to see a lot of people getting walkthroughs. Well, you're getting ready to see a young man who is dealing with exactly, I told you all, that was getting ready to happen to a lot of people. He also is a channeler as well as his girlfriend. She's a channeler, but they are getting walkthroughs, but they're not getting agreeable walkthroughs, they're getting disagreeable walkthroughs. So we're getting ready to sit down and have a conversation with this young man, and I want you all to tell me what you think, and then we're going to take him and we're going to clean his head off and do some work over him. Not to mention the fact that he is a challenger, an ancient one, not a challenger, channeler, an ancient one, okay? He's had some spiritual work done on him by one of his women. She was from Haiti, and he claimed that he's seen her turn into a chicken, bird, or a snake in front of her eyes, which is very common. We see it in Africa all the time, but it's, her being a shapeshifter, okay? But there was work that she did and put on him, so we're getting ready to help him with that. So stay tuned, family. Tell me what y'all think, and if you're dealing with this at home, be sure to hit us up.
That I need increments of the element. You can't take on everything full force because this is not that battle. Each battle is required to have certain steps and certain things that happen in order for you to achieve the conquering state. I need to save the right weapons for the right battle. So no, there's nothing for anybody for him to talk to me about.
So the devil don't have nothing to talk to you about?
No, not right now.
Tell him to come. I would like to speak to the devil. I want to have a conversation with him. Can we have a conversation with the devil?
Oh, well, I don't know the devil. And I'm not him.
I know you're not him, but he can come through you. Can you tell him to come through you?
No.
They don't want to.
He doesn't listen to me. Not like that. I don't have that.
I think he's scared. I think he's scared of me. I think the devil is sitting right behind you, and he don't want to come out because he see me sitting right here.
Well, I would probably imagine so, too.
Yeah, you think so?
I would probably think so. Because, I like I said, the understanding of who I am is the same understanding that I'm afraid of.
Who are you?
I'm me.
But you said there's an understanding of who you are. You know that you're you, but you're somebody greater.
Absolutely.
Who are you greater?
Who am I greater?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a name for it.
All right, so now let me ask you a question. The beings that you told me that you seen with the diamond eyes, these beings, you never seen them again after that?
I seen them every so often when I went back to the camp as I got older. But after a while, I think after the last year, I didn't see them anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
So they live up there in the area.
Yeah, they live in that area. but I don't see agreeable. I see disagreeable. And that's where you have to be grounded from. Because if they're disagreeable for both of you guys, they can be tricky. So as well as you're sitting here talking to me, I can see through both of y'all. Right? I can see them. Right? Leave his body. Let him go. Let him go. Go outside and do something else. He got work to do. Are you afraid of the power that he knows he has? Are you afraid of the power that he knows he has? Because if you don't occupy his body, he'll shut you down. Huh? Are you afraid of that demon? Leave his body. Leave him alone. Let go of his body. Remove yourself from him. You don't have no business with him. Move. You're feeding off of his soul for nothing. Get out of his body. Release him. Release him. Release him. Oh, you don't want to let him go? You don't want to let him go? Release his body now. Now. Suzuki and Bamba. This demon from Brian's soul. Release this demon from Brian's soul. He's feeding off of his soul for nothing. Release it from his soul. Suzuki and Bamba. Suzuki and Bamba.
Yeah, that's that's some powerful work, family. Y'all ain't gonna. I don't know too many places where you're gonna see a real life exorcism, like in real life on a YouTube video. We definitely are blessed to have some very powerful forces come through these Ashe streets, man. So that was a powerful experience, Wunam. So you want to kind of walk us through, what we just saw?
Yeah. He had a serpent. He had a serpent demon in him. Now, y'all see in the beginning, he was like, he ain't got nothing, it ain't the devil. Y'all seen his reaction in the beginning. So when I was calling down, which is a very, very powerful African spirit that gets rid of demons, these demons are afraid of him. So Duku Mbamba, the demon began to start fleeing, right? So you can see him going back as the demon was releasing his power, which is a serpent demon. It was releasing his body. It was letting him go. And he didn't remember what happened. After you seen him wake up at the end, he didn't remember.
Wow.
He didn't remember at all. Right. Right. And then we had to put protection on him. I had to do the spiritual bath on him after that. But it was crazy because a lot of times it's crazy. A lot of times when I do exorcism, the demons won't come out.
Mm.
I had a young
Mm.
lady come to me from Delaware that was getting molested by some spirits, from demons.
Mm.
And soon as she got to the house, she was screaming and crying. She didn't want to come near me. So I told her brother, I said, pick her ass up. I said, bring her to me. I said, the demons don't want her to come over here. So I
Wow.
had to have them bring her because they wasn't willing to come out. She was
Mm.
actually being touched and molested by them demons.
Mm.
Sometimes, I'm going to say, most of the time that happens because they know that I'm here to destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
And if they
Yeah.
know that, they're not going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah, that's
I have to do something to demand them to come out.
mm,
Mhm.
that's
So that
powerful.
one, you seen the serpent, he had that one been with him for a while. And then you
Mm.
heard him talk about some alien beings that he's seen with diamond eyes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful. I had a couple questions came in while while we were
Okay.
watching. I told him, excuse me, I told him I would wait until we came back to the stream.
Okay.
Lady Night Walker 266 says, "Is spiritual psychosis a demon?"
They try to say spiritual psychosis is not a demon. They try to say it's as simple as that, spiritual psychosis. But they are. I believe, me personally, and studying this over the years, and I was actually going to do a show about it, is that they are deeming these people as spiritual psychosis, mental psycho, whatever, and they're not realizing most of the time when you're dealing with people with schizophrenia, what do? They hear bad spirits,
Medicine.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Bad spirits, and they want to do bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So how you saying that's mental psychosis or psychosis when these people are hearing voices that's telling them to kill you,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now
Mm.
that's those are spirit attachments to people that cause them
Mm.
to have psychosis or mental psychosis. But those are these are spirits attachment, energies, whatever y'all want to call them. But they
Right.
attach to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real thing. Like I said, and how does it work? Because I was sharing the other night too. I know a lot of times you can catch a demon by either somebody touching you or you can be in the vicinity with one. And then I do know that there's people who can curse you, with demons. And then I was sharing about the monitoring spirits. So there's a lot of different dynamics that come into this demon stuff. So what's the most common way of, let's just say, people who wasn't born with one and don't consume drugs and alcohol and all that, what is the most common like demon to cause an attachment to people?
Having a weak soul,
Mm.
having a weak soul, being weak, depressed, anger, because they feed off of that energy too.
Mm.
I tell people something, you depressed, be careful, because I've gotten a lot of people that got really depressed, and they would
Right.
be easy targets for these disagreeable spirits to come in their body.
Mm.
So that's one
Wow.
of the biggest things, and making sure, because even being angry, if you got
Right.
people around you that's angry, say, I don't like angry people around me. Get away from me. If you angry, don't come near me. You working with some type of demons. You angry all the time. People just angry. You know what I mean? I don't like
Yeah.
angry people. So they feed off what these spirits do, or these demons do. They feed off a different type of energies, right?
Yeah.
And they'll attach themselves to you.
That So let me ask you this, because I know of people who I feel like that's a constant thing. Like they're either constantly angry, constantly like pissed off, always mad, or always in a bad mood, or you know what I mean? Like always, it
Uh-huh.
seems like it's always low vibrational frequency type energy.
Mhm.
Do you feel like these people are possessed? That are fit like in that mind state all like constantly or consistently?
They're always angry. I guarantee you, they got demons walking through them, and there's
Wow.
many that's walking through their bodies, and they get these energies attached to them. So yeah, they can be very well possessed because they just don't know how to be right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that baffles me, because it's like I feel like there's so many things that you could be grateful for in the world, especially people who have somewhere to live, who have a job, who have the most important necessities in life, but yet are still always pissed off or angry, or just always got a shitty energy about them, you know what I'm saying, or a vibe about them. Like that's something that I've seen it in a lot of different people in a lot of different environments, and it's like I've always wondered how or why someone who, you know, I feel like has a lot that I look at from the outside looking in to be grateful for or thankful for, but yet they're still always in that funk or always like a dark cloud or always have, you know, that type of a vibe about them.
You got some people that like that energy too.
Oh yeah, I
Like I was
know.
telling you about my
Yeah,
cousin when he said that about the devil.
yeah.
He that was over damn 25 years ago, and he's still in a mental institution. He got worse. He said if they let him out, he's gonna kill everybody. He
Wow.
said the devil told him to kill people, so they can't ever let him out because when they did last time, he tried to hurt people.
Wow.
He says, "I am the devil." That's what he said.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we recently experienced that in our own household with you. Can I say it? With a drinker's mother.
Mm.
She said she was the devil.
Mm.
She answered the phone. "This is the devil. How may I help you?" And told me that everybody got evil in them. I said, "Nah, I don't. I don't got evil in me. I don't give a goddamn what you say. I don't like goddamn demons. So y'all can kiss my ass. We gonna be in war in this bitch." That's what I
I know
said.
that's right. Yeah.
And she knew that I wasn't afraid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
she was using the devil to pray and pray bad stuff. And then I know it was the devil. I know it was a demon. Because she said it. "I'm the devil. This is the devil. How may I help you?"
Mm.
And meant every goddamn word of it too. I said, "All right,
Wow.
take that devil and I get your ass out of here with that devil. Because
I
there's
know
gonna
that's
be a war in this bitch. I'm not playing because I don't like demons."
I
So
know that's right.
so this is real. We gotta realize that, these entities, okay, let me tell y'all this. Back in 19, maybe no, it was about, I'm gonna say about 2003. I had just been new to Georgia. But when I moved to Georgia, I would go back to New York every time because I miss New York. I wasn't liking Georgia in the beginning.
Right.
I went up to White Plains, New York, and I went up to the place. They had the place called the Galleria,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember I was walking down the street, y'all. And when I was walking down the street, I looked up in the sky, and as I looked up in the sky, I kept seeing all of these different spirits come down. I kept seeing a lot of spirits come down. So I went to my sister because she's living in White Plains. I said, "Let me tell you something. There's a lot of demons coming down." I said,
Wow.
"These spirits are coming down to cause a spiritual warfare." That was back in 2003.
Mm.
Then you started seeing an influx of people dealing with some type of mental psychosis or disagreeable energy or, schizophrenia, whatever they want to call it. Some of that is bipolar spirits too.
Yeah.
When you say somebody's bipolar, they got spirits in them too.
Wow. Yeah, that makes sense though. Yeah.
You just went one day, next day you just went, yeah, that's
Yep.
spirit.
Yeah.
So these beings have come down here since 2003. It's now 2026. And what spirit showed me, there's more.
Mm.
I got a lady that called me last month from South Carolina. Her granddaughter, she said her granddaughter was possessed. And she just had a baby, and the baby got a demon too. Baby 6 months old.
Mm.
Yep.
That's
six
crazy.
months old. So she said, "Can I bring her to you to get the demon out?" Now, once we did the divination, I did see that the demon passed on to the baby, and she did have a demon. I said, "Well, bring her to me. Bring her and the baby to me,
Mm.
because we're gonna get it out.
I know
Because
that's right.
those are placed on her.
Mm.
Yeah, those are placed on her.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna see a lot
Well,
more.
huh?
We're getting ready to see a lot more.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Let me see. I got another question real quick from Sandra Edwards 4278 says, can it be contained? Like if someone's possessed and they get a demon, like is it something that can be contained to where, it doesn't spread, or like what's the prognosis?
Well, there's different things that we do. One guy, he had a lot of lust spirits and how to use a chicken to let the chicken get that spirit off of him. So there's
Mm.
different things that you can do. You can
Gotcha.
you can contain the spirit, but you want to make well, let me tell y'all this too. Never do an exorcism on the inside of the house. Always do it on the outside.
Mm.
Always not outside. Do it on the outside because you can, you know, set that spirit free, and it'll go find an animal or something to attach on. Okay, but you can't do it in the house. Okay.
That's why.
Now, when you contain them, you want to set them free to go elsewhere. You pick a frog or a cat or something, let it go in the cat or something like that. Okay. Then you got to put protection on that person. It depends on what level, because you got some people that have been possessed for years, years and years and years. You must do a divination first to see what you need to do. Now,
Right.
there's certain African medicines. I have one lady, as a matter of fact, y'all ever see that movie, The Devil Within? White lady?
The name sounds familiar. I can't recall that I did or I didn't, but I don't. I know the name though. I know that
Okay.
name.
She was okay. Y'all know I was the promoter for Eddie Griffin. His manager's mother was possessed. She was just, and it was crazy. She looked just like the lady in that movie, but she was
Wow.
cutting her tongue while she was locked up in jail.
Wow.
It was in
This is in the movie
Pennsylvania.
or real life?
In real life and in the movie, she was doing the
Oh,
same,
wow.
and it bugged me out because when I was doing the work to help her, because they sent the Catholic priest in, he couldn't help her. Sent the Catholic priest in. This is true story in Philly, and she called me. She said, "I need help. My mother's cutting her tongue. She's doing stuff," and the Catholic priest couldn't help her in the prison. So, long story short, when I seen the movie, I said, "That's crazy." I said, "She looked like your mother, and your mother was doing the same shit, right?" Anyway, had to deal with that long distance. So I had her send me some of her mother's belongings. And then I used a wooden doll to to get the demon out of her body. And these are the wooden dolls right here. Right? I had to use that to be able to get the demon out of her body in the prison. And I had to do some work outside with fire to get that demon out of her all the way in Philadelphia. So I get a call 2 weeks later. "Oh my God, thank you so much. The Catholic priest said he don't know what happened because the demon is going on her." You know, talking all this stuff. But then she turned around and said, "Thank God." I said, "Thank God my ass."
I know that's right.
I said, "Thank God what?" I said, "No." I said, "I had to do extensive work to get that demon out of your mother in prison." I said, "I had to do a lot of work outside to do that." And I did. I had to do a lot of firework to get the spirit out of her. But she had that demon for a long time because the story was her mother, they had a house, and there was like a well in the house, and the house was demonized and all kind of shit was going on. So that's how her mother got the spirit, but they never got it out. The Catholic priest couldn't get it out. Right. So
Wow.
when I'm saying that, because there's different levels of, that there's different methods you would take in order to you got to know what you're dealing with.
Right.
Or you
Yeah.
have to be real careful.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds just like any other dis-ease. You know what I mean? Like you can't treat somebody that got gonorrhea with the same medicine you're going to treat somebody that got the flu. You know what I'm saying? It's a different
Right.
virus. So it's like you got to have a specific isolated, I feel like, medication or, ritual for whatever specific demonic or dark force that you're dealing with, right?
Well, some of them, I had another person with her, I had to put medicines in her body. So I had to cut her knees, I had to cut her head. And I don't mean cut it like that, y'all, but we put cuts in Africa in the body. So you take small cuts, you put in, you put medicines in them, and you have medicines that will protect their bodies from any disagreeable spirits coming in. We also got this right here. This right here. I had a young lady come to me, and she was being molested by spirits. And when she came to the house, I put this in front of her face. She did like this. She turned around and ran away from me. Now what this does is this identifies demons. They won't touch this. They're afraid of this. Okay? It identifies demons. So she turned around, no, like this, like she was the exorcist, like running away from this. So there's different methods that you can do for exorcisms. But right now we gotta pay attention because believe it or not, y'all think people just angry, they possessed, right? You think, people that are doing crazy stuff, chaotic, like all these damn, I'm gonna say all the world leaders are goddamn possessed right about goddamn now.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Y'all out
Well, I
here
feel like a lot
causing
of them are
war.
real demons too, though. A lot of them are like draconian reptilian beings as well. So a lot of
Yeah,
them are
yep,
actual demons. Like they are
yeah,
the real
that's
deal.
true.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, a lot of them actually, shit, all of them probably, but I know for sure that's how they got to where they are.
Yeah, well, their ass is better to sit down somewhere because at the end of the day, they messing with mother too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're messing
Yeah.
with mother, and what's gonna happen is their ass is gonna see. I told y'all they gonna start. The trees gonna start fighting back. The damn earth's gonna start. The water, the water beings are coming to fight back. They're gonna start. Watch, the hurricane season gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna see storms. Y'all gonna see tornadoes, right? Y'all gonna see some earthquakes because they are gonna try something on this land. I did see that. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
where we gotta be real scared about, but something we need to be warned about, like a little warning.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we know that the sleeper cells, they've already activated a lot of the sleeper cells. And it's
Okay.
probably gonna be like another, a twin tower type of event, like another 9/11 event. So it's a lot of
Right.
different things that I feel like that's probably gonna take place. And then, they keep making the threats about California being bombed, but they've been making all types of movies about that for the longest, like to take what is it?
Like Greenland,
Taking
Greenland.
LA or surviving LA or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of different movies and stuff. So the movies I feel like they be like prophecy. A lot of them
No,
they're
they
showing.
do. The movies be telling you what's gonna happen. They do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. They tell you. And then we was riding by over here. They're building a data center. And when we was riding by, I seen like a missile hitting the data center. Spiritually now, I'm looking at it. I told the thing, I said they're gonna attack the data centers.
But they put that in the
Yeah.
news. They was planning to do that.
So he said they put it in the news that they were planning to do that, and I didn't even know. I just seen a vision of them messing up all the data centers.
I can see that because
Yeah.
that goes along with what we've been hearing about for the longest about that blackout, about what I'm saying, about America going who knows how long, being blacked out with no power, and they're doing it now to Cuba. You know what I mean? So we got to be very
Right.
diligent and disciplined and focused on what's going on for real, especially when you talk about this whole war thing, because now he's already done that to Cuba. And matter of fact, I did a video about, it wasn't about Cuba, but a stream probably about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, when the State of the Union came out about how he was doing to Cuba, and it wasn't making mainstream news. Now all of a sudden, some of the mainstream outlets are reporting what's going on in Cuba, but he's been doing that for a minute. You know what I mean? So if you think for one second that this so-called president has the best interest of America, I think it's quite evident and clear now that he doesn't. And he's also sold the entire country out, to Israel. But don't think that what they doing in other countries won't happen here. There's a reason why they have all them ICE people here. There's a reason why, what I'm saying, they have all these different people that are part of that regime that are in, they're pretty much putting in place to try to create what they've been trying to do for the longest, which is martial law. So I don't know if you got any downloads or can see anything in regards to that spirit, but I just saw today that they talking about trying to replace the damn TSA with ICE agents. So, if they do that, you already know, to me, that seems like that's,
That seemed like anybody flying out this bitch. That's what it seemed like.
Hmm.
You ain't going nowhere, right?
People gonna try
Unless the 99%
You
decides to go to war with the one.
what's crazy is that people talked about it before. You had Alex Jones that used to talk about martial law. You had all them people talking about martial law. What Spirit showed me, it's not going to be as bad as martial law. They talking about putting you in FEMA camps, and I don't see that part. I don't see that. Americans will have a goddamn fit. They will cause a goddamn uproar in this country if they were to try to do something like that. And that would be a time when you see Americans come together and say, talking about black, white, yellow, pink, whatever, to come together, it ain't happening.
Yeah,
And I do see eventually that the each state will be governing their own state. But I will say this: martial law is if it happens, it's not going to be as bad as what people are saying it is going to be,
got you.
right? So I do see something like that, but not where they're going to be putting people in FEMA camps and all kind. I don't see that. Spirit didn't show me that, and Spirit said they were not going to let them do that.
Mm. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, you
right.
can only allow somebody to enslave you, especially on that level. And like I said, and there's always strength in numbers. So yeah, they might have weaponry, they might have you know, the so-called ICE agents and all that, but they don't have the numbers. It's always strength in numbers.
Right.
And like you
That's
said,
right.
it goes back to that if you realize what's really popping, you do have to get past the black versus white and hell, even the bullshit we got going on in our own community with the damn different traditions versus this tradition and the goddamn America versus Africa bullshit that people, you know what I'm saying, are trying to put out there, which I ain't never subscribed to none of that bullshit anyway, but there's people out there doing that. So it's like all that has to get nipped in the bud. And I'm gonna quote my honorable ancestor that I always love to quote, and the Honorable El Haj Malik El Shabazz, also known as Malcolm X, said, religion ain't doing us no good right now, so we need to throw that in the closet and get this oppressor's boot off our neck. And then if it's necessary, we go back and pull that out and deal with that and sort that out later. But I'm going to revise and remix a little bit and say division also can be thrown in the closet right now, because that ain't doing us no good either. So we all need to come together to get this oppressor's boot off our neck so we can go ahead and end that, end game them, and get them up out of here
The
expeditiously.
oppressor, look here, brother, he don't get no power. Oppressor don't get no power because he's about to be oppressed. Because when you look at the laws, the spiritual law and the universal law is about to activate, because at the end of the day, you cannot oppress the very thing that you're a part of, right? So he thinks he has power, but he really don't have no power, right? You like I said, you don't own the land. You think you own the land, but Mother Nature has showed us over and over and over again that when she's ready to destroy this land or her womb, she will destroy it by any means necessary. She will bring tsunamis. She will bring earthquakes. So they have to be careful, because remember I said that there's a spiritual war between man and nature. So
Yep.
let them think they're bad running around here. Oh, well, I own oil and you ain't gonna get this. They think they're bad. She'll come take that bitch and split it in half.
Yeah.
That's how powerful her energy is. And what makes me angry is I'm not worried about them. Oh, well, coming over here and we having war here. I'm more scared of nature than I am of them.
Right. Right.
I'm more scared of nature. See, you know what, you come and then you're messing with nature. Not only the war, but they're messing with nature, putting stuff in the air, chemtrails,
Yeah.
doing this and doing that, and you
Yeah.
trying to make it cold and hot.
Yeah.
And let me tell y'all do it too. I'll be outside, shut them down, shine your light. I be talking
I
shit,
know that.
y'all. I said, shine bright, make it hot, right?
Yeah.
I said, and I tell Rod, don't let them win this war.
Yeah.
I'm in the sun, and there's it. I'm in Rod, shut them down, right? And then you see it start getting hot, right?
Yeah.
Y'all playing. And not only I'm doing that because y'all are confusing my trees. So when I get outside and I walk outside and it starts going crazy, and you ask the drinker, them trees, all I gotta do is talk a little bit and them trees start going crazy. When I go out there and I see my poor tree, she lost her hair because y'all doing some dumb shit. Y'all confusing nature, hot, cold, freezing her. Y'all need to be punished for that.
Yeah.
So more than anything, they ain't got no power when it comes to nature.
Mm.
And they
That
have to
part.
be careful, because I'm more scared of nature. Because when them trees say, okay, we're going to fix your asses, we're about to send some shit out. Y'all, we had so much pollen over here, it was ridiculous.
Mm. You said Poland?
Pollen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Cars
about that
covered in
time too.
pollen. So much I
Wow.
could write my name in it. Right?
Mm.
Wait till nature brings something else. Y'all want to keep playing? Wait till she say, okay, y'all want to fight over oil? Y'all think y'all bad? Now I'm about to suck that bitch down into the ocean. I'm
Yeah.
about to shut it down. I'm about to bring an earthquake and divide it all.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
man that thinks they have power. There's no oppressor. They're going to be oppressed. Watch when I tell you. They're going
Oh
to be
yeah.
oppressed by the forces of nature and by the
Yeah.
universal laws. And they ain't seen nothing yet. They want to keep playing. That's why we got to get out there and we got to feed. We got to feed the earth. Because especially us Nubian people, we are the caretakers of this planet.
Mm-hmm.
We're the caretakers of this planet. And we need to get back to caretaking, because we
Mm.
have not taken off our shoes. We have not fed her. We have not watered her. Some of our trees are dying because we ain't watering them. Why? Right? So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Y'all get serious about this. I don't care where you at, how you do it, but make sure y'all get out there, get you a little shovel, get some fruit, some apples, grapes, all kind of fruit, and you bury it and you call on them earth gods to make sure they protect this earth, because these fools who think that they're oppressing, that think they got money, that think they're rich, that think they, got power, don't really have shit. They ain't got shit,
I
right?
know that's right. Yeah,
It's all an illusion.
it
They
really
making
is.
you think, oh, Queen Elizabeth owned half of America. Really?
Nada.
No,
Mm-mm.
no.
No. Yeah. Now that's real. And it's funny because I was talking about that another show recently too. Because when you think about it, you can have billions or trillions of dollars. You can have all the money in the world, but boy, when your ass is, you got to lose that last breath. If you don't have that last breath, you don't have any more air in your lungs, and that heart ain't beating no more. What are you worth now? What do you own now? What do you control now?
Nothing.
That part.
Your ass is going back to the earth, the very thing that you're a part of. When you walk outside, you walk into yourself. So that's what you going. You ain't taking shit with you. You ain't taking no money with you. You ain't taking nothing with you. You ain't taking no car, no house. You going right back to the goddamn dirt. If you ain't getting burned, okay. So at the end of the day, they better respect it. And more than anything, again, I'm more worried about nature than I am worried about them coming over here for war.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they think they're bad. They think they're so goddamn bad. I had a dream years ago. I was sitting on top of the mountains. And y'all know I communicate with the ancient gods, the Kemetic gods too, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I heard these voices talking. We will not let them destroy this earth with nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the ancient ones. I don't know if it was the ancestors. I don't know, but I heard these deep ass voices, and I was on the mountain in my dream, and they said we will not let them destroy this earth with nuclear weapons. And then a month later, Russia gets on and says, you know what? We haven't touched our nuclear weapons in 3 years, and somehow the other they got deactivated.
Yeah, I saw that report. Matter of fact, that was in if I'm not mistaken, that was probably in a couple of episodes with like Ancient Aliens and a couple of other UFO documentaries. I saw that because I've been a UFO researcher and I guess studier or whatever you want to call it, ufologist or whatever, since probably like a 14, 15-year-old, since I was like maybe 9th, 10th grade in high school. And really, I've been fascinated with them all my life, but I started studying and researching it way back in like the 90s, 94, 95. Speaking of which, Tribe, I'm gonna share some exclusive footage of Dr. Blair talking about the T's, terrestrials, extraterrestrials, in the Patreon and the private community soon, because it's a time now where I feel like all this information has to be released. And so, like I said, there's a lot that's out there that we don't know, and there's a lot that I've been blessed to have access to that I'm gonna share. A lot of it I'll probably be sharing in the private communities because some of it, the way I got it, it wasn't meant to be shared publicly, so I had to keep that private. But I'm definitely gonna share it with everybody who's in the private Patreon and the YouTube community. But to respect Dr. Blair's intellectual property, I'm not gonna probably put that out publicly, but it'll definitely be shared in the community's family. So if you want to get deeper or learn more about it,
Dr. Blair, I have some too. I got to dig them out because me and Dr. Blair had a show called The Fifth Dimension.
I remember you telling me about that. Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
had the show. I'm gonna see if I can find some and send it for you too, so you can
Please
hear them.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got about a good maybe I say between 4 to 6 hours worth of material that I'm gonna share. I'm gonna break it up into
Okay.
pieces and share it in the community. But yeah, if you can send that, man, I sure appreciate it. I share it too. I definitely share that
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
real, and I feel like, and me and Baba Patel are going to go deep into this too next time we get together, because we spoke about it the other day when we was talking. We talked for a minute too, but we're going to talk about a lot of the different extraterrestrial entities and like how they all interact and engage with the planet. And I had a vision, or I should say, not a vision, but I had an experience similar to your dream you just shared, but mine came through a Reiki session. Matter of fact, with Millie. And it was crazy because in that session I astral projected, and I ended up like being guided. A guide brought me into a room with the Galactic Federation. I wasn't even sure what it was until when I came back, when she guided me back into my body after the session. Like we spoke, she always does like a before and after consultation before we do the session or whatever. So on the after part of the session, it was dope because she can actually see her gift. Y'all got similar gifts. She was able to see a good portion of what I was able to see too. So when I came back into the body and I was explaining to her what I saw, I was like, man, I don't even know how to really describe this vision or this experience. I said, but it was powerful. So I started breaking it down to her. She's like, yeah, it sounded like you was with the Galactic Federation. I'm like, yeah, that had to be it, because it was nuts. But along the lines you said about the voices you heard, what I saw, and there wasn't no voice audible. This was all telepathy. It was telepathic, but they were saying, I guess in the telepathic communication realm, that the same thing. Pretty much they were just looking at us with all the bullshit that we had going on. Like, we got to make sure that we don't let these clowns mess up
mess up
the
the
solar
earth.
system by blowing up the earth. Yeah, it's a real thing though.
You know, in my book, in the Cosmic Oracle, in the beginning, I talk about it. So there's a meeting that takes place with the cosmic beings and with man, right?
You remember what page it's on
And
now?
it's in the front, the first chapter.
Okay.
And they meet, and this is in all y'all. This is what the spirit showed me. They meet on Antarctica. Some of them beings come through the waters of Antarctica, and they meet. There's a world meeting that takes place, right? And they come and they meet and talk about what's going to go on with the world. So some of them are already here, watching, paying attention. Do you see this war right now? They're watching and paying attention.
Yeah.
But these beings are not, they're not human. They're some of our cosmic family. And every year they all get together and they talk about what's going to happen with this Earth and with the other galaxies and the planets. They all get together. And they come through and they meet in Antarctica. And what's crazy is they're not liking what's going on right now. And if you all know the story about the Anunnaki coming for the gold, there's some talk about that too. Okay? There's some more talk about gold, not just oil. So these beings are very active right now, watching, not the draconians that are a part of the war, but the other beings that are just sitting back watching and letting them do what they do.
Yeah.
Now, these beings are very, very powerful. They can snap a finger and this earth will be destroyed. That's how powerful these beings are.
Yeah.
And they're not happy with what's going on, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to let them destroy the earth with their nuclear weapons. Yep. They got to be careful.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell y'all like this. A few selected them. I'm going to say probably about 50% of them look like us.
Oh
You
yeah.
think they're human, but they're not human.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think they're human, but they're not. They're other cosmic beings. They have the ability to shapeshift. They have the ability to be invisible. Very powerful beings, and they're very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And these beings have come and are responsible for some of China's, Japan's technology, high technology. And that's all I'm going to give y'all.
Wow. Yeah, Coco the Boss said today there were some figures in the sky and that planes were heading directly towards those spirits or those figures, and they got pictures on the phone. If you could share that with me, family, I definitely appreciate it.
Share them.
I could put my email and my IG in the chat if you could either email if it's okay, if you're cool with it, email them to me, or you could DM them to me. I would love to share it too, because I'm big on the whole extraterrestrial thing. I've shared a couple. Matter of fact, I got another one I didn't share with y'all yet, but I did share one that I had an experience with. But I got another one I found the other day too that I'm gonna share in the near future. So before we get up out this thing, Wunam, you got anything else you wanna leave with the tribe before we roll up out of here?
I do. I want y'all to go dig the earth because the beings are the ones who told me to do this.
I share.
Just like the monks were told to bring the peace with their marching, the beings are the ones who said we got to dig the earth, and they're going to assist too with the ancestors.
I share.
So on the
Yeah.
28th next week, y'all, on Saturday, wherever you're at, doesn't matter. Find a place where you could dig some dirt, and I want you to get some fruit, and I want you to call on Zakpakta and the ancestors. You must call on both to protect this earth from danger, from harm, from any war. Protect this earth, okay? Now, you don't have to do it at the exact time, but make sure y'all do it that Saturday. It's next Saturday. And you could get a little shovel from a little metal shuttle from Dollar Tree. And get a little shovel to get the bowl on a little pail, put the dirt in there, bury your fruit at least 2 to 3 feet down. Okay? Then you want to pour some water on that spot, and you want to call on the ancestors and Zakpakta and say, I give you the offering of fruit. Zapakta, I call upon you to protect this earth from nuclear weapons, from, from any damage or destruction. I call upon you, Zapakta. And then you want to give him the orphan of the fruit, and then you call on the ancestors to rise up. Ancestors known and unknown. Ancestors from north, east, west, and south. Come and protect this earth from danger, from war, from harm. That's what y'all gonna say, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Ashe.
everybody needs to do it where you're at. You don't have to come to Georgia. If you in South Carolina, do it at a park or somewhere there. If you're in New
Mm,
York, go to Central Park. If you're in Chicago, go to your parks there. Everybody, because we need everybody and everywhere doing it. We already have a whole bunch of people doing it. We got, well, my students are all over the place. So I
right.
got students in Wisconsin, Arkansas. We got Nevada. We got students in California. We got everybody doing it everywhere. So y'all need to and spread the word, y'all.
Yeah. I'm
Do
gonna
not be
definitely spread it.
selfish. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if people listening here, tell your friends, go out and dig the earth, because I don't want to hear shit when we see a little bit of something going on. Everybody gonna start panicking.
Right. Right.
No, don't wait till the last minute. Get out there, dig that earth, call on the ancestors, call on Zapata, ask them to protect us from any type of war or danger. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Ashe. And you know what? I think what I'm gonna do, because I got some people here that I was supposed to be doing some work with locally anyway. I'm gonna see, maybe I might try to put together like a small group of people together here to do it. And then I'm even
Yeah,
thinking about, I'll probably do like a presentation maybe midway through the week to put together like a kind of like a presentation with the prayers and the deities, and you know what I mean, and how you
right.
call out to them and how you pray to them, so that way I can kind of share that with the tribe or anybody on the channel who wants to do one in their local town, so we can all do it collectively, because there's always strength in numbers. And I had
That's right.
somebody reached out on the channel the other day, one day this week, and they were asking about they do they feel like we have enough power, or do we have the capabilities of destroying, the so-called people in position of so-called power or running the world, whatever. I'm like, absolutely, because there's a lot of studies that's been shown that even just something as simple as meditating in a group effort collectively, you know what I mean, it can lower the
Mhm.
crime rate in a specific town or city or country by significant numbers, just from literally getting together and meditating at the same time, you know what I'm saying, in unison, you know what I mean? And you don't even
Right.
have to be in the same location. It's just all coming together at the
Right.
same time for the same accord, for the same intention, and then putting it in, projecting it into the universe, and
Right.
then manifesting it and making it happen. So we could do the same thing with this.
Yeah, we can, because we're really all one big brain. We're
Yep.
all one big brain. And again, we're not running anything down here. You know
I
what I
sure.
mean? We ain't running
Hmm.
nothing. So at the end of the day, and even if you deal with other traditions, everybody don't deal with a Khan or the Congo traditions, right? So
Right.
you can call on your earth gods. If you deal with another earth god in Europe, if you deal with one in Igbo, call on your earth gods. It don't matter. Just
Yeah.
call on the earth gods so they can
Facts.
protect the earth. Okay. I see.
Hmm.
Look, I've been getting the urge to dig. I don't know why. Probably because we got to protect this earth. You got to
Hmm.
probably get out there and dig,
Yeah. She probably a
and
seer or a
make
medium,
sure
or
y'all are
what I'm saying.
barefooted too.
Hmm. I'm glad you said that, because you want to make sure we get that raw,
Right.
connection. Yeah. That's
Yep. Make
facts.
sure you're barefooted. Y'all see the monks walking barefooted, and it was cold.
Hmm.
We're gonna
Yeah.
be lucky because it's gonna be warm next weekend, so we'll be able to walk barefooted. But take off your shoes. Y'all remember the Michael Jackson video, the earth, when everybody got down and start grabbing that dirt and just grabbing it? Yeah, get
Yep.
down there and dig that dirt and walk barefooted and just connect your energy, because your energy, your vibrations, when you're talking and you're calling upon these gods and these earth gods, is going to resonate with the earth too. That's why
Yeah.
it's important that we do it all over,
Yeah.
because I guarantee you I will hear it from where you're at. You're in Florida, we're going to hear it. It's going
Oh
to be
yeah.
felt. The vibration is going to be felt. It's very
Yeah.
powerful, y'all.
Yeah, energy and power is real, man. And I remember sometime late last year, doing some work at the ocean, and as soon as I don't have my shaker with me, but as soon as I started shaking my Heroku, I could see, and started praying, I could see the waves coming in and out faster and stronger. Like, it was crazy. I got that recorded too, but just opening up to the prayers of Emoja, and then giving the offerings. Like in the opening prayer with shaking the Roku, like you would see the waves start to intense and increase in volume and the frequency at which they was coming and the intensity in which they were coming in and out, from the water. So it's like that's a real thing. And so, and even with the I remember the time I was telling you I was collecting some materials and I put my hand in the soil at the cemetery, and the lightning, the big bolt of lightning, boom, came, started struck, the lightning struck, and the thunder came from Shango. So it's like, it's a real thing, man. Like us connecting with nature is real. That's where our real power is, when we connect to the mother.
Yeah, because you got to remember you're made. If you, I want you all to do your homework. Go Google what your body is made up of and what the earth is made of, and see how I will say like 75% things your body's made up, the earth is made up of. Go Google that. Do your homework. In Europe, I think it's Ile Aye is the earth god for Europe. But since a lot of y'all deal with Europe,
Yeah.
okay.
Obalubai, Obalubai, having a tongue tie. Or some people call him
Obaluaye is the god
Babaluaye.
for health, but for health, for more disease and sickness. But for the earth god in Europe, it's Ile Aye. And then you got Orisa Oko. Orisa Oko is like, because Orisa Oko is pretty much for vegetation, but you still could
Right.
use because it's an earth god too.
Like Osiyon. Osiyon is a
Before it's not a Orisa.
But so Aye is more of like a force of nature, okay? Like a force of nature.
I think that's what they call the planet too, isn't it? Do they call the planet Aye in Yoruba?
I think I don't know.
It's something like that. It's similar. I believe it's I think it is actually.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, and then you got another one, it's slipping my mind right now. And the rainbow is one of the characteristics. Osumare, I think it is, right?
Oh,
Osumare?
Somali. Somali.
Osumare, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, she said, what about Sekhmet? Y'all know Sekhmet is very, very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Sekhmet, I used to send her out because she was a more ancient spirit. And I would
Mm,
send her out to destroy enemies that were doing bad things.
mm,
Sekhmet is very powerful. I don't know if she would be necessarily considered a earth god, right? But she's
mm,
very powerful. And the story goes with Sekhmet, she was poisoned through
mm-hmm.
wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but you can call on her. It wouldn't hurt. You call Sekhmet, and I mean, if y'all want to get funky with it, I will call on the war gods too to shut their asses down. Call on the war gods. We calling on the earth so they can protect the earth for the children and the people, but shoot, call on the war gods to shut them down from doing any goddamn thing.
Yeah. Ogun. Onile.
Yes. Now I have Orisa Oko. I have the actual one from Africa that I had to have the actual metal built for me because it was in one of my old dudes that I had to have it. And I had to
Wow.
put on white and I had to get the metals and all that. So Risa Oko, and it takes a guinea fowl, takes yam as well.
Mm,
If you can get some yam, white yam, you give it to Orisa Oko. Now, if you don't have the actual stuff like I did, you can get some metal. Go to Home Depot, get some metal, and make a spot for Orisa Oko. And make sure you
very
get some
powerful
metal.
there.
Right. And then what you do is I put beans out for Orisa Oko. But beans, yam, palm oil, you can give it off into Orisa Oko, those three things. And you can actually create your own and put your power on it, spit some gin on there, and call Orisa Oko 4 or 5 times, Orisa Oko, Orisa Oko. And not only that, Orisa Oko is almost also powerful destroying bad witches.
Mm,
They will help good witches, but they will destroy bad witches.
mm-hmm.
Right. Very
And
powerful.
Oko is also connected to like the farm and like fertility with
Right.
like
Right.
vegetation and all that stuff too, right?
Right, right. Risoko is really rare. I got it. Well, I had to have it came up from my due, but for when I do get my farmland, I need to have a Risoko. So what I do is when I go to the farm to the land to look at it, I take the metal. Can you bring that
Mm.
back up? Let me show them? I'm gonna show y'all real quick so you'll see.
Okay. Yeah,
You
that's fine.
take
I
the,
got
take
time.
the metal, take what you will put it on the land to see if it's some good land.
Wow. That's what's up.
Yeah, and you have to have it. It took them about almost 2 months to build mine because it had to be built. It had to
Mm.
be burnt. It had to be crafted. It had to be crafted. Very powerful, but you wanna have them when you looking for your land. You know what I mean? When you get your land, he's gonna bring it now. I'm gonna show y'all real quick.
Mm.
I thought you show both. So I had to have two. Y'all see? It's very heavy.
Mm. Yeah, that's dope.
So these
Hold
have
on.
to be. See? Can now see? It's very big. It's very big.
I got some weight on that thing too.
Yeah, it's heavy. It cost
Look
me
like it.
$400 to ship this over.
I believe it. I
Right?
paid that much for something way small, about this big.
I didn't even tell you how much I had to pay for it. I just told you the $400 to ship it. I spent
Mm.
almost $1,500 on that thing because it had to be specifically made for me.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
So that Orisha, they take guinea fowls.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's very
Yeah.
powerful. So that's one of the earth gods y'all can call on too.
Yeah. Derek Love 21.99. This ain't the crowd for that type of energy. So I'm gonna let that stay there. But yeah, that's real though. It's very powerful. Very powerful. Um.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I think for the most part, I think that was all the questions. I don't know if I see any more questions
Okay.
in there or not. But I had something I was gonna share too, but the doggone thought done slipped my mind after we
Oh,
got
that's
into
what
the
you talk about, Derek Love?
yeah. You can see the comment, but I said that I don't think this is definitely not the right crowd to
Well,
be.
Derek Love, first of all, we ain't witches. I'm just saying. First of
Mm,
all, we ain't witches. We're the daughters of the Iamio Sananga. We don't disrespect our elders like that.
mm,
Okay. So in the other world they call them witches, but we don't do that in Africa.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta be careful because you talking about some very powerful forces, the
Right.
most powerful actually. So yeah, wouldn't want to go
Yeah.
down that flight. But yeah, man, the mothers are very powerful. Now, speaking of which, would we want to, bring in any prayers to the mothers if we're feeding the earth too, or no?
You could. I would,
Gotcha.
because remember, they don't just govern the earth; they govern the universe.
Right. That's what
So
I'm
I
saying.
would. You
Skies
can do
and
a prayer. Everybody, if they want it, because I'm going to do that this week too, and you might want to share with your tribe.
yeah,
They have to offer the mothers this week,
yeah.
and they have to offer Ogun.
Gotcha.
Okay, and
Mhm.
usually we do ours on Friday nights.
Okay.
So you might want to tell them to go ahead and do the 13 eggs,
Mm-hmm.
13 boiled eggs to the Iamio Saranga.
Yeah, and then bring
And you
it to
want to
the.
put it by a tree or in a bush area.
Mm-hmm. And then
Okay.
have them put the apple on there too, or just you want to have them do eggs
Yeah, no,
alone?
yeah, let them put the palm oil on there. Y'all put palm oil on the eggs and boil 13 boiled eggs.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll get with y'all try. Matter of fact, because on the call today, I said probably next weekend, but it slipped my mind that we had all this coming up next weekend. So I'll probably end up doing our call probably like midway through the week to
Okay.
share this information with them. So yeah, we definitely gonna be on board. I'm gonna get together with some of
Okay.
the local tribe here to see about doing something in person, having like maybe a small gathering. And I also know
Right.
my Elay, they do things on Friday nights too for the mothers and for
Okay.
the warriors. So I'll get with them, and and then
Okay.
hopefully all collectively we all can kind of really converge and really bring some real
And
powerful
y'all make
shit.
sure y'all get some video of it too. Everybody that's doing it, get some video of it and put it out. Put it out
Mm-hmm.
so people can see. Okay?
Right.
Because you want people to follow your lead. And
Mm-hmm.
people, please don't be lazy because this is very, very important.
Yeah.
Y'all seen all the monks marching? The men was
Mm-hmm.
walking barefooted from all them states. We can do this because we are the original caretakers of
Yeah.
this earth, and we got to do not be lazy. Get out there and dig and feed the earth god so we can protect the communities.
Yeah. Absolutely, I sure. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do. I'm gonna do something virtually with the tribe, on midway through the week, and then probably on Saturday too. But depending on how the Wi-Fi is, wherever we're gonna be. But I'm gonna definitely share that in the Patreon and the YouTube community family. The offerings, the prayers, the deities, and then also I'll see how many people want to actually come together to do it collectively this weekend. But I know in person, I'm gonna definitely look to do something here in person as well.
And make sure too, make sure y'all protect your babies and your elders. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
y'all put protection on your babies and your elders because we're gonna get a lot more of that energy coming to us too.
Yeah.
Make sure if y'all don't know how, hit up my brother. You know what I mean? He'll call me,
Yeah.
and y'all can ask him about some things too. He knows. So if y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
know how, make sure y'all get protection for your babies. Make sure your house is clean. Smoke
Yeah.
out your homes. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's funny. I got some more SU out there. I gotta make some more shiggities too. So if anybody wants any shiggities, I don't have any in here with me, but like small little SUs for protection. And as a matter of fact, one of the brothers from the LA put one on a chain, which is pretty dope. I might have to start doing them too. For protection as well. But Brother Love said, I guess he's probably new to the channel, so he didn't know. So I'm gonna bring this up. He said, my apologies, didn't mean to ruffle feathers. I was under the impression that there's no such thing as a good witch. And it was just no, that's all good, family. We get trolls in here sometimes, so I gotta kind of be ready with the iron fist, to get them up out of here when they come through. But clearly you're new probably to the channel and didn't know, so it's definitely no offense taken. But basically what Wunam was saying is that from the indigenous traditions, there's no such thing as a witch in regards to our ancestral spiritual traditions and cultural practices. However, when we cross over to this Western culture, which was all bastardized and stolen from us and regurgitated as our real information, but they just put their little bastardized mountain dweller type of energy into it and try to create confusion and disruption and all that. But the way she was saying is pretty much there's no such thing as a witch. That's something that's coming from the Western cultural society, for that matter. But and some women do identify as witches, but I feel like the ones that do, most of them they call themselves good witches, to answer his question. But the IJ Iami is a totally different scenario based upon it coming from our ancestral traditional heritage from the continent.
Well, and one of the things we don't do is we don't want to call them witches. They get offended by that. Yeah.
Facts.
Especially in Africa, you don't want to call them witches. But when we say that with Orisha Oko, he fights the agreeable and the disagreeable, mothers. So like you have, like for instance, if somebody is the daughter and they like to do bad stuff, then he will shut them down. And I'll give you an example. When his mother came home, she was praying. So before she came, I gave her offering to Orisha Oko. She's a daughter too, but she's evil. Shut her down. The next day she fell off the bed. She fell off the bed. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Power of spirit is real, man. I'm telling you. It's real. Very, very real. It's nothing to play with. Shout out to Chloe Dior. I want to make sure that I personally give a happy ancestral birthday to your late sister. She's 55 today, and she's definitely, I'm sure, watching over you and with you, Miss Chloe. Wunam, is there anything you could give to Chloe in regards to her sister being that it's her birthday? I don't want to open up Pandora's box for to keep it going because we're already going on timeline. But is there anything you can give her for her sister?
Real quick, because my phone is on 10%. But your sister, your late sister, 55, condolences first of all, and may the ancestor rise her up in peace with them. Okay. But Chloe, your sister, she stays with you. She's still with you. I do see her. She does visit you and your family. So you might want to put her on an ancestral altar or set up an ancestral altar for your sister and start talking to her. And if her birthday's next week, get her a little cupcake or something. Put it by a tree. Pour some libations for her. Give her a happy birthday little cupcake and just pay homage to her. But she walks with your family a lot. Yeah.
I sure.
Yeah.
And Chloe, I'm not sure if you're in any of the communities or not. If you're not, shoot me an email with your email address. I'm gonna send you a copy of the How to Honor Your Ancestors daily ebook that I just dropped. Spirit kind of gave me that to give to you. I'm not sure if you're working with your sister, but it's funny when I picked that up too, that she was around her all the time. So I want to share that with you, Chloe, for being a tribe member, a loyal tribe member on the channel for sure. I see you all the time, showing love and support in the comments. So if you hadn't gotten your copy, if you're not in either one of the communities, email me and I'll send you a copy on me. For that'll be my happy birthday to your sister, from the ancestral realm to you and her. Okay. So yeah. Yep. Okay. So yeah, with that, that being said, I think we pretty much hit everything. But I definitely give gratitude and thanks, Wunam, for always
welcome.
coming through, holding us down, and bringing that powerful motherly ashe up in these ashe streets. And then
You're
I
so
gotta get with
welcome.
you for some of my stuff too. I gotta get my order in because I know I was supposed to been did that, man. Because I gotta get my matter of fact, I think I might take care of that thing tonight. My ancestral what you call it that I gotta get from you. So I'm gonna definitely get that. So I can hopefully get that done by next week before we do the ceremonies too.
Okay. All right. Just let
Yes,
me know.
indeed. For sure.
All
I
right,
definitely will.
just
I'll
let
be
me
in
know.
touch with you and Baba. But yeah, family, I definitely appreciate all the love and support, everybody who showed up tonight. Y'all was on rocking with us for a minute on this late night Saturday Night Live. So we're gonna definitely have another call before the weekend to go over the prayers and the different deities to share the prayers and the offerings too for this event coming up next weekend, so we can do it collectively. So let me see. At First Sync said, "Does the Honor Answers the Daily Book come?" I only got it in ebook now. At First Sync, but I'm thinking I might put it in paperback. It's a very short book, so I probably add some more to it if I decide to put it in print because it's very short. But so even if I, the PDF, you can kind of print that out. It's only like maybe 10, 12 pages. I want to make it short because it's an introductory for people who are brand new to the tradition of ancestral veneration. And I'm working on putting it in an audiobook as well. So the goal is to have it into audiobook, ebook, and then I made a presentation as well that I'm gonna kind of put all of them together. Matter of fact, I might even throw in the one we did too when I'm into that the little package for the tribe. The one we did a while back. Okay. All right, family. So I appreciate y'all. So I thank y'all for the love and support. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I definitely get it to you. Somebody said they send it to the okay, appreciate the pictures, Coco the boss. So I'll be sharing them too. Hi.
No, he was asked if we put the website, if we gave them the website in case they.
So I got it, family. So here's the website. If y'all want to tap in with Wunam and Baba Drinker, there's the website for you, and then it'll be in the show descriptions as well. And Coco, I definitely appreciate the pictures. I look forward to sharing that with the tribe. And then at First Sync, I'll definitely keep it posted. I do put it in paperback. But like I said, you can get the ebook and just print it. It's only like 10, 11 pages. It'll probably be a lot easier for the paperback. So I'll work on that, family, and I'll keep y'all posted and abreast. And Reiki Activate, you're welcome. And yeah, once again, Wunam, appreciate you, Miss Honey Bay Reyes. All the new, like we got some new tribe members coming through. Appreciate all y'all. And so yeah, we'll see y'all on the next episode, family. It's been another Saturday Night Live with the Wunam Nicky Love and the tribe. We are out. See y'all on the next episode, family. Peace.
Blessings, family. Peace.